All right, hello everyone, it's high noon. So we're gonna get started with low intensity strength training. We're gonna do a 4-minute warm up and then we're gonna head right into the exercises. So we're gonna keep it low intensity, so I'm not gonna do any jumping. Definitely gonna get our heart rate up, but no impact. So we have 3 different blocks for the main set block. The first block, there's 3 exercises, and we do those back to back to back to back to back for about 5 minutes. Then we take a break. We go on to the second block. We do 3 exercises, about 20 seconds each, back to back to back to back for 5 rounds. And then we'll do a third block where we do 2 exercises, which are a little bit more cardio based. And we do this for 30 seconds each in 3 rounds. So we'll get about a solid 30 minutes of exercise. And we are ready to go. So I'm going to head back to my mat with my timer. We're going to do a 4-minute warm up with some exercises, kind of disengaging ourselves from sitting and getting us ready to start low intensity strength exercises. So first we're going to do a little bit of a pillow prep. We're going to do a squat with an overhead reach. So we're going to squat back, hips go back. We're going to reach up and then come back to the top. Keep your chest up, squat back, come back to the top. Good. Your feet can be about hip width apart or a little bit wider. That'll allow you to go a little bit deeper. Make sure your knees face outward. Okay, we'll do one more. We're going to squat, reach, hold, and then push all the way through. Good. Next up, we're going to do a split stance with overhead reach for a stretch. Step back. You can bend that knee if you like. Keep it straight. We're going to reach up and over, stretching out our right side. A little bit deeper. Good. And switch. Step back with your left foot. You can bend that knee if you like. You keep it straight. Reach up and bend over, stretching our left side, opening up our left hip flexors. Good. Back to center. We're going to now head to the mat or a space that has some carpeting or something soft. We're going to be doing a glute bridge, which is dynamic, getting us warmed up for our following on exercises. So feet and knees about hip width apart. We're going to use our back side to lift and lower our body. Lift and lower. Shoulders are rolled down and back, away from your ears. Press through your heels. The back side squeezes, but you also want to elongate the front. Up 2 more. Good. Now we're going to flip over. We're going to face the mat, and we're going to do a quadruped. Hands under our shoulders, knees under our hips, and we're going to alternate legs and arm reaches. Think about your backside doing the lifting. Two more each side. Good. All right, we're going to stand up. We're going to do a squat with overhead reach and a calf raise. We'll do 3 of those. Squat down, reach, stretch, back down, reach, stretch. Come up to those, up on those toes. Good. Right into an alternating lunge. If the lunges are too much for your knees, you always can stay here and do a full squat. You do that too. Do a couple more lunges. Good. Alternating arm and legs. One more. Good. Nice wide stance. We're going to do some hip shifting. So we're going to squat down. We're just going to shift our weight back and forth, getting to those hip capsules. And when we get there, we want to make sure the straightened leg straightens all the way. Shift. Keep those knees outward. One more. back to center. Here we're going to do some high knee marching. Low impact, big arm swing, big high knee drive. That's the way to get your heart rate up without all that impact. 2, 3, and good. Good, that was our 4-minute warm up. We're gonna go right into, clear this out. Get our low intensity on our timer. So we have the first block, we have 3 exercises. It is a reverse lunge with a fly. We're going to pass that dumbbell back and forth. Then we're going to come to kneeling hip thrusters and then a plank with shoulder taps. Shoulder taps. All right. So we have 5 rounds of those, 20 seconds of each one, and we're there back to back to back to back. So just follow my lead. Got my little handy dandy timer. I'm going to grab a weight, 1 dumbbell. We're going to do a reverse lunge with a fly, starting now. So the dumbbell's in front. We're going to pass this dumbbell back and forth. If the lunges are too much, you can always do a squat and come back to center. We're going to do our lunges, working on our balance. Good, knee, hip thrusters. So this is the movement. We're down here. We're going to thrust up, squeeze our glutes. If this is too much for your knees, you always can do this. You always can do glute bridges, hip thruster. Third one is a plank with alternating shoulder taps. Nice solid plank, very little rotation, and tap. If you need to be on your knees, you can do that as well. Good, that was the first of the 5 rounds completed. Grab that dumbbell, reverse lunge, fly pass. Good. Next up, you have your kneeling hip thrusters, so hang on to that weight. Squat down, thrust. Good, plank, shoulder tap. Good, back to the reverse lunge for our 3rd round. Good, kneeling hip thruster. If you have 2 dumbbells, you can use your 2. I'm just working with 1 right now. Good. Plank, shoulder tap. Good. Reverse lunge, fly. Reverse lunge, fly. Kneeling hip thrusters. You can use a pillow if you like. Ideally, we're just trying to get into those hip capsules, so we're kneeling, squatting back, coming straight upward. Good. Plank, shoulder tap. Make sure those hands are under your shoulders. We don't want to be out here. We want to use our shoulders and our upper back, quads, glutes, quadriceps. Reverse lunge, fly. Again, you always can squat and fly. Squat and fly. Good. Showing you an alternative. Good. Kneeling hip thrusters. Different angle. Squat back. Push up. Good. Plank. Shoulder tap. Last one. Then we get a break. Three, two, one. 1 minute break. All right, grab your water, towel off some sweat. Catch your breath, we have 1 minute. All right, so next up we have a forward lunge, and we're going to alternate standing side raise. Looks like this. So it's a forward lunge here, side raise. Again, the lunges, you go as deep as you can. If not, you always can do those squats and side raise. Then we have a standing Arnold press with a squat. We're going to squat, rotate out and up, press. Good, that's second. And then we have sit-ups. And I will show you those as soon as we begin. In 3, 2, 1. We are starting block 2. So we got our forward lunges, back standing, lateral raise. Good, that's our 20 seconds to squat with Arnold press right into it. No breaks. Good, sit-ups. Any sit-up you like, you can keep that dumbbell in hand if you want. Sit up. Good. Alternating lunges, the lateral raise, lunge, side raise. No need to lift your hands past your shoulders. You don't need to break that plane to benefit from that exercise. Good. Squat, Arnold press, squat, press. Good, sit-ups. Alternating lunges, lateral raise. Good. Squat, Arnold press. Squat, rotate out, up, and press. Good, sit-ups. Good, last one, I think. Oh, that lateral raise, don't want to forget that. Nice combo move there. Way to get your heart rate up. 2 muscle groups. Squat, Arnold press. Sit-ups. This is round 4. Good, this will be round 5. Finishing up block number 2. We have that forward lunge, lateral raise. Squat, Arnold press. Good, last one in this block 2. Round 5, we're wrapping up sit-ups, weighted or unweighted, your choice. Three, 2, 1, full minute break. Moving on to round 3. Which has 2 exercises. More of a cardio, it's kind of a finisher. So we have 2 exercises, we'll do 3 rounds, 30 seconds of each one. So it's high knee marching with over arm swing. So we're marching, arms stay overhead. Overhead arms help lift our heart rate up. And then we have an ice skater with no jump. Come back to top, touch back. And at this top, squeeze those glutes, open up your chest, open up your hip flexors. So 3 rounds of those, each one is 30 seconds, and we will begin that in less than 10 seconds. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here's our finisher. High knees, overhand, big swing. Again, low impact, no jumping. It's 30 seconds, here we go. Ice skater, touchdown, reach, touchdown, reach. No jumping, reaching up and high, helps get that heart rate up. Good, marching overhands, arms overhead, big arches. Ice skaters, Tap down. You should feel it in those glutes. When you're here, this should be firing to push you back up. Down here, use that glute, fire back up. Good, last little round here. Marching, arms overhead, sweep back and forth. Last little push here, come on. All right, ice skaters, right into it. Get into those hip capsules, make those glutes work. Reach, you can go up on your toes. A little bit more extension, push. Last little bit, keep going. Less than 10 seconds. And done, nice job. We are gonna bring our heart rate back down. And shake it out. We're just gonna reverse a couple of movements we did in the beginning. They're still good for stretching. So we're gonna go to a deep squat. Squat down. Embrace one, put one hand down and lift up. Stretching out our chest and our back. Shoulder. Look up. Good, back to center. Catch your breath. Squat down. Place your hand, you push it inside of that knee if you like. Up, over. It's back to center. Roll up, we're gonna just step back. Arm up, bend into that hip, opening up our right side. If you want, you can reach back ever so slightly, get a little bit more stretch. Keep those ribs down. Don't flare up. And switch. Step back. Reach up. Reach back a little. Over. Keep those ribs down. Nice stretch in your hip flexor. Relax. We're going to hit the mat. Couple stretches. Bring your right leg in. We're going to stretch out that glute. So bring that leg straight into your chest. Try not to rotate too much. Straight in. Give it a nice hug. Keep your shoulders down and away from your ears. And switch. Again, no twisting. Chest up, shoulders down. We're going to come to the mat. We're going to kneel a little bit and stretch out our hip flexors. So if you can, feel comfortable, we stretch out our front side. Hand down too, and rotate a little bit if you feel like you can. Center. Switch sides. So here you want to make sure you're stretching at your hip. We're not arching, we're just stretching. Stretching with a straight spine. And then you can put that one hand down where the knee is placed too, and then just rotate and stretch and reach. Good. And that is a wrap for low intensity strength training. So I want to thank you everyone for joining me, getting your heart rate up and not jumping, getting a good workout in, and I look forward to seeing you the next time. Have a great day.